There we go.
So we in this thing? Alright, bet. Check this out. Welcome to another episode of the Otaku House. I am your boy Kente. We got the boy Turtles over here with us. And today for this episode in particular, we got our homeboy Ego.
This your boy Ego. Actually.
He is another member of the Otaku House. He has been a bit busy, but he is here with us now.
Yes, sir.
Right.
So, I guess, how should we say this? So, damn, I forgot how it goes. Stay as long as you want. Leave whenever you're ready. Just remember, we're here to have a good time.
Alright.
Yeah. So, with that being said.
Alright, guys. I know I said it was going to be a weird topic today. Oh, we just went live. I said it was going to be he actually told us we were live. That's on us. So I said it was going to be a weird subject today. So I wanted to talk about because, honestly, I told Kente about this. Mm-hmm. I really enjoyed the latest death battle we had.
Oh, wow, that's true. Yeah, okay.
So we had Goku versus Superman a third time, and I'm not going to lie to you. It was one of those, we gonna watch Goku die a third time?
Yeah.
That is what I said when it got announced. We just gonna watch Goku die a third time? But that battle was actually so well done. It was beautiful. We watched Goku die a third time. Yep. But honestly, it was so well done animation-wise, like music-wise, character interactions. Like, it was so good. So what I want to talk about, though, because Dragon Ball fans were still insisting that Goku should have won that for reasons.
No.
How should we be determining feats?
Ooh. Okay.
Because they claim that Goku should be strong enough because characters in the Dragon Ball manga and in the Dragon Ball Super anime say he should be strong enough. And that's actually how we got a lot of, Krillin is the strongest human on Earth. We have this because of Word of God. Toriyama has stated Krillin is the strongest human on Earth. But we have never actually been given a feat that shows that.
I think something that we have to understand when we're talking about feats is not just the actions themselves, nor just the Word of God, but also what the character motivation is. Because at this point, Goku would not be who Goku is if he didn't lose first and win second.
That's true. He actually has a point. That's actually just the same thing altogether, because how many times did Vegeta lost and then came back?
Vegeta does the opposite, which is unfortunate, because Toriyama just keeps doing this to him. Vegeta keeps beating them to a bloody pulp and then losing.
At the last second.
Okay, I mean, not every time though, because let's be real here, before they retcon the whole thing with Broly, he absolutely got washed by Broly.
And he didn't come back again.
I mean, yeah, but Goku won't beat him. I mean, I would count that as a team victory. I wouldn't count that as a solo victory, but they won together,
You see, that was the team got washed, and then the team got back and won. Because I agree with you, Goku has basically lost every fight he's been in and then came back and won. He definitely pulled some Gamera stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Or Gamera, however you want to pronounce that. But... Because I bring it up because Vegeta feels like he is beneath Goku, despite the fact that he's never lost a fight to Goku.
Right. Also, wasn't there that whole thing where he beat Granola after Granola pronounced himself the strongest in the universe?
Yes, he did.
So, in that moment, Vegeta, by all means, by all honor, should have been the strongest at that point, at least.
I would actually like to bring up, because Granola didn't just say he was the strongest.
Right.
He wished to be the strongest. He got Super Shenron.
Yep.
Somehow, things happen. And just wished to be the strongest in the universe. Mm-hmm. And that was the wish granted to him. And what the dragon said to him is, at this moment, you are the strongest, you are the most powerful fighter in the universe right now.
It's the monkey's paw.
You're only going to live for 8 more days, but you're I think it was actually 2 years, but still. You are currently the strongest person in the universe. He then beat Goku and Vegeta. But the thing was in that fight, at no point did he ever actually seem stronger than them. I know, it's weird. But after reading it and then reading through it again, Granola kept hitting them in pressure point areas. He was pulling a Neji on Naruto. He was blocking off key points.
So at this point, we're not just talking about power. We're also talking about skill.
Yes, technique.
Yeah.
But then Black Frieza showed up and wrecked all 3 of them. Mm-hmm. And that's literally all he did. He beat them and he left. So at that point, Black Frieza should be considered the strongest in the universe. But now we have Dragon Ball Super Hero, where Cell Max was stated to have been. He said he would have been an issue even if Goku and Vegeta were there.
Right.
At this moment, they knew Goku had Ultra Instinct. They knew Goku had mastered Ultra Instinct.
Right.
And they still said that had Goku been there, they still might not have won. And that's how powerful Cell Max supposedly was. And then Beast Gohan killed him in one hit.
This all goes back to Word of God. Right.
Yeah.
And then Toriyama confirmed after the movie was over that Beast Gohan is the strongest character in the series right now.
Which makes no sense.
I mean, he said even for the foreseeable future at this point.
Because at this point,
Where do you go?
where do you go?
Yeah. Yeah, this is
Dragon Ball.
like this is like Pokemon. What is it? Diamond and Pearl. Like we're gonna capture God. Where else do we go from here?
The only answer that we've ever gotten is going back, because that's where Dragon Ball is going now.
Oh,
So
yeah.
going back. Well, I mean,
The timeline.
going back in like the past.
Yeah.
How?
There's some time shenanigans bullshit where we're actually visiting, like, what was it, Kid Goku again?
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And so that's what the new series is officially going to follow.
Okay. I think that'd be interesting. I will say this though. What I would love to see, even though I know it's never gonna happen, I would love to see this. I saw this clip somewhere, so I would love to see it officially, rather.
Right.
The fusion of Ultra Instinct Goku with Super Saiyan 4 Goku.
See, I'm glad you brought that up real quick. Because originally Dragon Ball Super was not meant to remove GT from the timeline at all.
Yeah, it was supposed to be before it.
Yes, because there's a 7-year time gap between when Goku beats Kid Buu to when they meet up again at the World Martial Arts Tournament. The last 2 chapters of Dragon Ball, there's a 7-year time gap. And Dragon Ball Super is set to take place during that time gap. So, realistically, they could both happen. But then certain things happened that made that basically no longer possible. But one thing that stuck around for a bit was that there's a point during GT where Super Saiyan 4 Goku is fighting Omega Shenron, and Omega Shenron throws a clock at him. I will make this very clear. Goku is blind at this point. Like, he doesn't heal this till later. Because Shenron did not throw a ki blast at him. Shenron was nowhere near him. He just grabbed a physical object and chucked it at him. There's nothing for Goku to sense. But Goku, blind, looking the other way, dodges it. So there was a lot of comments saying, like, alright, so Goku's a mind reader now? But then Dragon Ball Super dropped Ultra Instinct, where the body reacts on its own.
Yeah.
Oh, I see where you're going with this.
And it was argued potentially that what Goku did is that he still, in GT, has UI. And it's just always active.
Right.
Because even the original Ultra Instinct, Goku's hair color didn't change. Like, it was a state of being. It wasn't a transformation.
Right.
But then Master Ultra Instinct showed up and made it a transformation because Dragon Ball Super just can't have anything nice.
No. That's interesting, though. I do see what you're saying.
And it even brought up some other things. Like, Goku at the beginning of GT is 4,000 times stronger than he is at the end of Z. This is base Goku. Base Goku is 4,000 times stronger than base Goku at the end of Z. And sure, he could train, but there wasn't really any other explanation for that. But then Dragon Ball Super showed up. Goku with Super Saiyan God gained a stupid power boost, but then he lost Super Saiyan God and his body remembered it. Where Goku was then getting stronger by gaining these new forms, but then because they required God keys, only he does not have access to, he was keeping the strength while losing the form. So it seemed like Dragon Ball Super was trying to explain all this stuff that happened in GT, and then just dropped it as a plot point entirely, I guess.
Interesting. That is interesting. That does change things, though. Because now, I have to ask, why get rid of it? One, but then two, how do you implement that back into, like, are they going to end up retconning GT or like what then? Because you would have to make it make sense timeline wise, which 7 years beforehand doesn't make sense. But like, especially with all the power boosts that he's gotten, so like, cool, yeah, he's 4,000 times stronger. All right, sure, we'll take that because you said so. But now we also need to see it.
And you see, that's why I bring that up, because GT did a lot of that. Like General Rildo, he's stronger than Majin Buu. Cool. Prove that.
Yeah.
You, like,
show don't tell.
Like, show don't tell. Like, you keep saying this, but then Rildo got wrecked. Like before he did anything, he got stomped. Like, I need you to show me what you're saying. Like, again, Krillin was stated to be stronger than Tien. By the way, Krillin was stronger than Tien because he went to Namek. I kid you not. That's entirely the reason. He got
I could see that though. Like,
he got his potential unlocked. Tien never did. That was enough.
I believe that.
Tien then stopped Semi-Perfect Cell, basically in his tracks, whereas Krillin couldn't even hurt Imperfect Cell. But Krillin is stronger.
So here's where I think what makes it different, right? Where the differential comes in is like the unlocking potential is more so of not necessarily removing the limiter, but just like making the cap a whole lot higher than where it originally was. And I can see that making more sense where Tien being in the sense of like Yami from Black Clover, where he's just pushing past his limits, where Krillin no longer has one, essentially. So he can just keep working as much as he needs to, thus making him stronger. You know what I'm saying? Where like without having that limit of getting tired as quickly.
I'm glad you brought that up. I'm sorry you haven't gotten to say much yet.
I was trying to, but
you're good.
I'm so sorry. Because the half-human, half-Saiyans are said to be the strongest, basically the strongest beings in the universe, because they have the Saiyan strength with the human potential.
Mm-hmm.
And it kind of matches up with what you're saying with the whole potential thing with Krillin and Tien.
Right.
Because humans are said to have such an insane potential. When you mix that with Saiyan DNA and Saiyan strength, that's what creates the strongest fighters. So using that potential, as you're listening to say that this is why Krillin is stronger, is because he effectively had his limiter removed, basically. Kind of doesn't make a lot of sense.
Okay. Now, kids, what were you thinking?
Well, on my mind is more so the fact that, from a story writing perspective, I think a lot of the time, writers will do this thing where they will intentionally remove a character that would otherwise be able to, no diff a situation, right? And in order to do that, they'll pull out whatever gag. In this case, Krillin probably could have been useful, but they turned him into a joke character. They had the whole situation with him and AT, just because they needed a way to keep him out of the situation, so that they could highlight the other characters better.
That's actually fair.
Yeah, that's true.
Although, you actually just reminded me of something. So, Krillin created the deadliest ki technique in Dragon Ball to date.
Yeah.
The Ki Enzon.
Mm-hmm.
Used properly, it will cut through anything.
Yep.
Now, this was something that was brought up to me before. I actually hadn't thought about it. Is that a lot of human techniques do this. Like, Saiyan's... Big Beam.
Big Beam.
Big Beam. Big Beam.
Got a gun from a flash. Yeah.
Kamehameha.
Kamehameha.
I mean, what we call it a sand technique, though.
Oh, the Kamehameha. Oh, fair.
You have to remember.
So, the Kamehameha, Roshi's version,
Yeah.
ties into what humans do.
Yeah.
Where he says he focuses all of his ki into one spot and then attacks. But again, Roshi says explicitly that for the Kamehameha, he is focusing all of his ki into one spot.
Right.
That move is supposed to be a one and done move. And its power comes from how condensed it is. Which is how Roshi blew up the moon despite having no justifiable reason. He's nowhere near strong enough to be able to do that at that point.
Yeah.
But the Kamehameha, at least his version of it, is so powerful, it went beyond his limits.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas you have something like Goku, who is more known for the technique despite not inventing the technique, he spams that.
Yeah.
It's Kamehamehas for days.
I mean, yeah, but when you consider that one, I understand why he's able to, though. Like, him being the same with having enough energy /ki, on par with like how Naruto's not supposed to have as much like chi as he does or chakra as he does, but like Kurama just like here's some extra. Like it kind of makes sense. So that's why I understand why he's able to spam it.
Well, you see, that's the thing though, is because again, based off the description, it's not put this much ki into your hands.
True.
It is put all of your ki into your hands. Whereas Goku has now mastered it to such a degree where, while his may not be like as focused, as potent as Roshi would be at his level, he's able to just
boom, boom, boom,
Continuously.
all the Kamehamehas. I'm gonna launch Kamehamehas at my feet.
You all get Kamehamehas.
Because, but Roshi's Kamehameha follows the human rule, where they all seem to be based more off technique than power. Like you have the Kienzan, which is not necessarily a powerful ki technique, but it's just so, like, at such a point. Properly focused that it turns into a blade that cuts anything. Guys, the ki hasn't been boosted. That's funny. The ki hasn't been boosted. It's just focused. You have Yamcha's Spirit Ball, which again is not a powerful ki technique. But what he does is he has such control of it, because you'll see somebody like they'll do a Kamehameha and they'll like bend it like that and it'll go up in an arc, whereas Yamcha is like this. And it's just going everywhere. Like he is in such good control of this move where it's at that he could probably hit a dime in the desert. I ain't gonna lie. And then you have Tien, who has the Dodenpa, which let's be real here. It was the Death Beam before the Death Beam.
Sure.
Yeah.
And something bad that happened to the humans, and I hate that happened to the humans, is that you basically wound up getting characters that could do what they did better. Like I just said, the Dodenpa was the Death Beam before the Death Beam.
Yeah.
Ask anybody, what does this mean? They're going to say the Death Beam.
Yeah.
Because despite the fact that Frieza was the final villain of one arc,
Yeah.
he got so much more love than the humans did.
Yeah.
He got to show off a lot more. The Spirit Ball got...
Yeah.
Yamcha's like one thing besides the Wolf Fang Fist was the Spirit Ball, and had he been able to like fine tune that to the point where he's like, I'm gonna shoot this into your mouth, hit all of your organs, and then rip that shit out your... I can't say what I was about to say because we're trying to be monetized. Guys, he's deadly.
Yeah.
He's never allowed to hit that point.
Nope.
The Death Beam honestly should have been what Tien eventually evolved the Dodenpa into. Because the Super Dodenpa is what we eventually got, and just... It was a big beam. It was a big beam.
I think this all goes back to part of what I was saying, though. This whole thing about actually intentionally, for the plot, removing characters who would otherwise logically be able to fit these power niches.
Yeah. Actually. Because I've said this before, and I feel like to a degree, I know I could be wrong, but I still stand by it, and I will die on this hill. The show should have been called Shino instead of Naruto. Because Lord have mercy, had Shino been the main character, a lot of the shit that they probably would have dealt with would have been over and done with.
People said similar about Rock Lee.
No,
Rock Lee got his own series, and it was awesome.
Don't get me wrong. I believe Rock Lee's a good character, great character. But Shino had like this. Maybe it's just me. I'm just a stand for Shino, but like he had this level of control over the insects where it was just like,
Shino was on
point.
Yeah,
for sure.
Like he was deadly.
And I've said this before because there was that video of who would have won the Chunin exams had it not been interrupted. Let's be fair here. Sasuke was beating Gaara. That's where we were at.
Yeah, that's true.
That is true.
That's fair.
Because if Gaara goes Shukaku, you got the whole village on you.
Yeah.
So he can't do that. So base Gaara versus Sasuke's taking that at that moment.
Right.
He was beating Gaara. He was winning. Like Gaara hadn't touched him yet, and Sasuke had already hit him with the Chidori. At that point, that's a massive drain on his chakra just to try to heal himself, which actually Gaara didn't have the ability to heal. That was Naruto's nine-tail power.
Yep.
Which means that those finals, because let's be honest here, because of how those were matched up, that means Naruto would have fought Shino next.
Yep. And on pure skill, we know
Shino's taking Naruto, especially after how exhausted Naruto would have been after that fight with Neji.
Yep.
Tamari's fighting Sasuke. We saw how that fight went in the Forest of Death. Sasuke no diffs her.
Yeah. Unfortunate but true.
So then that ends up with those finals being Shino versus Sasuke. And I think after that fight with Gaara, Sasuke is going to be tired. He's still no diff to Tamari, just they don't match up well.
Yeah.
And Tamari was tired after her battle with Shikamaru.
Right.
Shino would... We saw that battle in the Force of Death. He annihilates Kankuro.
Yeah.
Like, there's the only reason Kankuro lasted as long as he did is because he had the Force to hide in. In that arena, Shino's taking that.
Yeah.
So that leaves Shino, basically a fully rested Shino versus an exhausted Naruto. Naruto's out. Shino then versus Sasuke. This is now basically a fully rested Shino versus an exhausted Sasuke. Curse mark activates, Sasuke's getting taken out by the judges. Like, he's getting taken down. So this has to be a Sasuke with no curse mark activated.
Interesting.
And at that point, Shino's taking that.
I like that this discussion is revolving around part of the plot, because it's actually necessary for not just gauging the power, but actually what would realistically happen.
So then I guess now we come back to the initial question: how do we gauge feats?
Yes. Because, like, Sentinel in Marvel Comics, I know this is going way out of left field, but this brings it up. Sentinel versus the Incredible Hulk during World War Hulk. We are told that Sentinel could go toe-to-toe with Galactus. We are told this by Peter Parker. So we took that.
Right. It's the smart guy.
Yeah, I guess the camera died.
Are we still on?
I mean, the voices are still recording, the camera just died.
Stand by for technical difficulties.
You can still hear us though.
Yep. So, because Peter Parker is the one who said it, we just accepted that as fact. But the thing is afterwards.
Oh yeah, nothing.
No signal. Gotcha. And this is kind of important.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejados de las puertas.
It's like, damn, she's really give me
Oh god! My country, this is how they torture people.
You can ask Prez over there. That was great. First and only time ever going to Magic Kingdom. It's a small world. Guys, the ride got stuck for 20 minutes.
Oh god!
I got out of my seat late in the middle of the boat, just like. When we got to the end, apparently had the people in the operational room dying.
That's great.
Sorry about that, folks. We're gonna take a pause for the cause, but we good.
Yeah, we're good.
All right. So bringing back what I was saying before, like, we just took Spider-Man's word that Sentinel could keep up with Galactus. The difference between that and other Word of Gods, Word of Gods, is that we were shown that afterwards.
Right.
We were shown with Sentinel fighting Hulk, where Hulk at this point had basically defeated all the Avengers, all the X-Men, everybody on the planet. He had him just putting his foot down broke the East Coast of America. Yeah. Worldbreaker Hulk is insane. You should look into him.
Yeah.
But Hulk at this point is now like tanking blow after blow of like supernovas. And Sentinel is fighting with him on even ground. So we got that word of God, but then it was backed by an actual feat afterwards.
So now my question is this, my bad, real quick. Peter Parker said that Sentinel can go toe to toe with Galactus. Have we had any fight before then with Hulk versus Galactus, or no?
No, we had a scene with Hulk telling Galactus that if he talks smack to him one more time, he was going to smash him. And Galactus said, "You would not live to try."
So what I'm hearing is, in an ideal situation, it's not just show, don't tell. It's if you're going to tell, then show.
Yes.
Wait, isn't there a movie thing about that where it's like if a gun is shown in the first act,
That's a Chekhov's gun.
Yeah, Chekhov's gun. If a gun is shown in the first act, it must be used by the end of the second act.
Right.
Yeah, might as well. If you're gonna tell us, show us.
Yep. And my problem with like Dragon Ball feats is that they don't so often. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, you know what's crazy? Goku versus Piccolo, the 22nd Budokai, like Piccolo Jr., which was the last saga before the Saiyan saga.
Right.
Goku and Piccolo are both Island Buster Plus and Island Busting Plus tanks. That means at that moment, Goku with no Kaioken, not even Saiyan Saga Goku, Dragon Ball Goku, at least at the time the Holy Shonen Trinity was still around, solos all three of them. Solos Naruto, Ichigo, and Luffy. That's not Dragon Ball Z Goku. That's Dragon Ball Goku. Based off what we're told on how strong they are, Goku solos all three of them.
Okay.
And that was Ichigo post defeating Aizen, Naruto 4th Great Ninja War, and Luffy post time skip. If what we're told is correct, Goku solos all three of them at the state he is in versus Piccolo in the 22nd Budokai at the end of Dragon Ball.
Damn.
The problem is we're never shown this. This is just what the creator has said, how powerful these two are.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
And is that true? Honestly, it's Dragon Ball. It probably is true.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I believe Goku, I believe anybody in the Dragon Ball universe being stronger than anybody in Naruto, period. So the audience can fight me on that, but I don't give a fuck.
Oh no,
like,
anybody in Dragon Ball is basically stronger than anybody in Naruto.
Yeah.
They move at the speed of light.
Yeah.
If that's more.
Right. And the funny thing is, someone said that, I forgot where, I've seen it on TikTok or whatever, but like, Krillin, there was an argument that Krillin couldn't solo the Naruto universe.
What?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Krillin kills Madara with his pinky. He solos Naruto.
I say, bro, it's a wash, bro. It's a one-sided wash. Like
Madara drops a meteor and Krillin's like, oh, that's cute.
Right. What the fuck are you talking about?
Cuts it in half.
He cuts it in
What are you talking about?
I go full, complete Susanoo. Kenzan! That's it, he's dead.
What the fuck are you talking about? That's what I'm saying now, bro. Krillin is washing them.
Yeah.
I almost want to give it to Tien, but I'm not going to.
Also, no, Tien can do it too.
Tien can do it too.
Because the strongest feat we have for anyone in Naruto is Naruto busting the moon. And that is Naruto 100% of his power destroyed the moon. Tien, all the humans by the end of Dragon Ball are planet busters. Yamcha solos Naruto.
Man,
That's a
gross.
hard sell, bro.
The weakest Z fighter is a planet buster, which makes him automatically stronger.
Wait, hold on. Now you got to like break it down. I don't know if we even have time.
Actually, no,
I
Yamcha.
just want to make sure we good. Okay.
Gotcha. Actually, no, you're right. Yamcha stopped training. Had Yamcha continued to train, he would have soloed Naruto.
Okay,
but Tien absolutely does.
Okay, so now my question is, at what point does Yamcha become a planet buster?
Good. So, if Yamcha had continued into the Buu Saga the same way Tien did, that's it. That's a wash.
Oh, yeah, okay, cool. I got you. Hands down.
Totally.
Yep.
The problem is that Yamcha stopped during the Android Saga.
Yeah.
Although I would like to say this. Whenever I say solos a verse, I should actually correct this. Krillin kills Madara. He absolutely does. And he does it easily. Now, the issue at that point becomes, can he take out everyone? Because that is what it means to solo a verse.
True. Who is he having issues with? Kaguya?
Well, the issue isn't with any specific person. He has to be able to take out
Is this a question of stamina?
stamina.
I want to say yes.
Okay, I'm cool with that too.
What can he do against Ito Tensei, though?
Oh, Ito Tensei?
Yeah.
Master Roshi's his teacher. He just has to go learn the Mafuba.
You know what?
Holy
That's
shit! Holy shit, you're right.
And honestly, the thing that Goku had the biggest issues with learning the Mafuba is that it requires a lot of precise key control,
Right.
which we established earlier with the Kiyenzan is the thing that Krillin literally specializes in.
Are forbidden techniques explicitly considered evil?
Depends on the technique.
I would agree the same thing because
Because we have to remember, Shadow Clone Jutsu is
forbidden. Yeah.
forbidden. Right.
So I'd say Shadow
okay, hold on.
intent.
Wait. Yes, intent.
Oh, okay. We're going back to this.
All right, so help me out so that way I know we're clear on this, right? Because I'm gonna go to one verse to come back to this one, right?
Right.
I don't know much about Harry Potter, but I would assume that there's certain spells that are considered forbidden for a specific reason. Or three.
Yeah.
There's just 3 forbidden spells.
The 3 forbidden curses.
The 3 forbidden curses. I know Abracadabra is one.
So there is the torture curse.
Cruciatus.
There is. Actually, it's the one Snape uses on Harry as to like to try to train
It's
him.
the truth.
The truth
one.
The one that like forces you to speak the truth.
Oh, I know that one. I've seen that one. Yes.
And he uses it on Harry in order to train him because the Death Eaters are going to use it on Harry.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And then the third one is the Avada Kedavra.
The Killing Curse.
Gotcha.
If I remember correctly, wasn't one of them able to force you to do whatever the caster wanted?
Yes.
Yeah. Was that the truth-related
Yes.
one? I thought so.
Got you. Okay. So now, with that being said, all three of those can be considered evil, not just like forbidden.
Correct.
Like,
You are torturing somebody. You are removing somebody's free will from them, and then you're killing them.
someone.
Oh, absolutely.
So
From a moral perspective.
Yeah,
the question is,
it's not even a matter of intent. It's just morally they are
Right,
considered evil. Period. Because if you have to use them, you're doing it for wrong purposes.
but so something I wanted to bring up, and something that's been in my mind while I'm wondering, because good and evil are explicit, tangible forces in the Dragon Ball universe.
Yes, they are.
This is not necessarily going to apply for Harry Potter. It's not going to apply for Naruto.
Okay, fair enough. But now, if we could bring that over to at least Naruto to a sense, right? Like, we know that there are forbidden techniques, but at least, though, morally, if you're having to use them, it's not necessarily that they're all bad. It's just certain ones.
Well, you see, like, the shadow clone technique being forbidden is more so because every other clone technique is an illusion technique.
Yep.
Because those clones do not exist.
Right.
Like, whereas a shadow clone,
They are physical bodies.
they are physical bodies.
And furthermore, they can drain your chakra to such an extent that they can and will kill you if you don't have enough.
Yes, which is why so very few people can use it. Kakashi said he could use shadow clones.
Only a couple at a time.
And opts to use lightning clones instead because they are so draining.
Okay, so yeah, I see what you're saying. That doesn't apply to Naruto.
Well, but you see, it does. And I hate to go against that real quick, but the Edo Tensei is inherently evil.
Okay.
Because, sure, you're bringing somebody back from the dead. The problem is that it requires you to sacrifice a living person in order to use it.
Gotcha.
In order to use the Edo Tensei, you are basically sticking a seal attached to a kunai into a living person, killing them, and then the person you're reanimating takes over their body and the corpse looks like you.
Right.
You get access to their techniques because it is essentially them. Their soul is in that body. But you had to kill someone in order... So think about this. Since I know both of y'all saw the 4th Great Ninja War, every person that was brought back from the Edo Tensei, someone had to die to bring them back.
Right.
Okay, I understand now.
That is why when Orochimaru uses it, you'll notice when Naruto uses the Shadow Clone, nobody gets on his case. They're just like, that's dangerous for you. But when Orochimaru uses the Edo Tensei, they call him reprehensible.
Got you. Yep.
Self-sacrifice. There's a lot of self-sacrificing techniques in Naruto. Would we consider any of those evil? For example, the ones that literally seal someone or something away?
The Reaper Death Seal?
Yeah.
So that is considered a forbidden technique. I guess because you have to sacrifice yourself.
The caveat.
That's the caveat there.
Mm-hmm.
Now you are sealing somebody else's soul away. Like they don't get to go to the afterlife. They're stuck in whatever you seal them in.
Right.
But because you do have to sacrifice yourself to do it, it typically isn't really considered evil. Also, the leaf, because it is a leaf technique, and the leaf know the location of where the souls go.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why Orochimaru knows where they are.
See, because by extension, we could also look at the technique that Nagato uses to bring everyone back, which is also self-sacrificing.
Yep.
If I remember correctly. And
Yes.
So, here. Let me just get to the point. Are we going to assign moral, how do I put this? A specific moral tag to each jutsu, and then depending on, we can finally get an answer for whether certain Dragon Ball techniques will be effective on those people?
You know, I've been thinking from the beginning, you're just trying to go to the Devil Might Beam. And I'm kind of here for it.
Yeah.
Just because the Devil Might Beam is a technique in Dragon Ball where the more evil you are, the more damage it does. So for a character like Frieza, it would kill him instantly.
Right.
Because
The
dude, there's no redeeming him.
Yeah. He turned black and still used monkey.
Yes.
That should say everything we need to know. He went black and still uses monkey.
It was used on Goku and did nothing.
Of course.
Because he had no evil in his heart. But it has been stated that if it was used on Super Saiyan Goku, it would do damage.
I can see that.
Because
malicious intent.
Malicious intent. Super Saiyan forms are all forms based off rage.
We're going back to intent. This is great. Okay, go continue.
So it's been stated that the higher Super Saiyan form he's in, the more damage it does. Mm-hmm. The Super Saiyan 4 form, despite not technically being a Super Saiyan form, gets the most because it is technically a Great Ape form. And that is all, because Goku, that is pure rage, because Goku does not have the control over it that most Saiyans do. Mm-hmm. Which, don't get me wrong, most Saiyans, they still have those like bestial instincts, but they have some degree of control over it. Like the Devil Might Beam, the Devil Might Beam will wipe out the Saiyan race. But
the point is, though, it is taught to be controlled back on Planet Vegeta.
Yes.
Or was.
Yeah. R.I.P. to some genocide dudes.
Strongest race of people died before we even get to meet them? Alright.
Wiped out by one dude. One hit. What a joke.
And they keep coming back somehow. We get little people here and there coming out of it. Fucking Superman. It's just Kryptonians. It's just Kryptonians.
And then they changed Goku's backstory to literally just be Superman's.
Yeah.
But Goku, because he never gained control of his Great Ape form, if he were to get hit with a Devil Might Beam, it'd probably just kill him.
Oh, right.
Okay.
So if you're asking how the Devil Might Beam would work on like Naruto characters, let's be clear here. I don't care if he got redeemed. The Devil Might Beam is killing Orochimaru.
As it should.
As a fact.
Yes. Holy crap.
It might not kill Madara. That's what's blowing my mind.
I can see that.
Interesting.
Because Madara just wants to fight the strongest person around. He doesn't care about world domination. He doesn't care about killing a bunch of people.
Which is
Madara?
Madara.
Yeah.
Madara.
Madara goes exactly like that. It's kind of Goku-like in intent.
Right, but I'm like Madara. We're talking about the same guy who started a war to end the war to like end all wars.
To be fair, he wasn't alive when the war started.
Nonetheless.
Because his goal was to fuse with the Ten Tails and then stick everybody inside the internal Mangekyo Sharingan so they could live out the rest of their lives in peace. He just wanted to be the strongest guy on the planet. He didn't care about anything else.
Oh, okay. Well, that just taught me two things. But okay, got you.
Oh, the Devil Might Beam is affecting him. He's not immune.
Right, I didn't say that. I'm just like, well, that wasn't even it. Actually, I was actually confused because I thought that was Infinite Tsukuyomi.
Yes, I'm sorry, my bad. The Infinite Tsukuyomi, the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, is how.
EMS,
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha. So I was right. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Personified.
The Infinite Tsukuyomi, the Tsukuyomi, which is used to control time and space, which, by the way, is crazy that Itachi's eye. Okay.
Wait, hold on. You sure you want to do this? Because, like...
We're trying.
I know. We'll save it for the next episode.
Okay. Alright. Bet. So, then I guess with that being said, thank you for visiting us on another episode of Otaku House. We out.
He'll talk more next time.
I'll try.